operative functions. So operative, operations. So what we need to do, right? How to perform the task, how to achieve the goals, right? So in operative functions, even we can include like recruitment and selection, orientation, induction, retention of the employees, health and safety of the employees. So these all can be included in operative functions. So in the previous lecture, we have even discussed the functions of HRM. So in that, all the functions are described. So in this, I am taking a different steps to explain this operative functions. So here, the operative functions are those duties or tasks which are specifically entrusted to a human resource or personal department. So, which consist of with employment, development, compensation, integration, and maintenance of person of the organization. For performing the day-to-day operations or the day-to-day activities, what we require, what are the different operations we require. Okay, the first one is employment. How the employee should be. They should be skilled in that particular area. They should have a knowledge in that particular area. And how many employees are the workers we need to perform that task, right? So all this comes under employment. See here, the first operative function of the human resource management for personal development is the employment of proper kind. So proper kind is nothing but whether the particular person is suitable to perform this task or not. Is right person in the right job. So if you're not recruiting a right person in the right job, then ultimately you cannot achieve the goal because he is not at all capable to achieve the goal. Okay, that is nothing but proper kind and number of persons necessary to achieve the objectives. To achieve some objective, I need 10 employees, but I have only 8 employees. Okay, so what is the requirement? I want 2 more employees to achieve this objective. What kind of employees? Skilled employees or capable employees who can achieve this objective. That is what proper kind and number of persons. For what? To achieve the objectives. So this involves how can we recruit, how can we select an individual with the help of recruitment, selection and placement, then induction and orientation. So these all comes under employment. Clear? So before these processes are performed, it is better to determine the manpower, that is HRP, human resource manpower planning. Okay, requirements both in terms of number and quality of the person. Just now we have discussed how many number of employees you want and what kind of employee you want to perform that particular task. So this is very important. Okay, that is what employment, a number and a proper kind. For what? To achieve the objective. Clear? And next one, development. Okay, so now the recruitment, selection, induction, orientation. So everything has been completed. Now development. So development is nothing but, so here there may be like experienced persons and even the freshers. Okay. While coming to experienced persons, they know how to perform the task, how to use a particular technology because already they are in working, right? So if I'm a fresher, I don't know how to perform the task. So at that particular time, the training programs has to be provided, right? So even for the experienced person, the training programs are provided because if there is any changes in the internal or external environment, so there is a need to improve your skills, to update your skills, to learn new things, right? Because to survive in the markets, so compulsory we have to learn the new things to give a competitive advantage in the market or to give a competitive competition in the market. Clear? So training and development of personnel is a follow-up of employment function. So it is a duty of management to train each employee. So maybe he is an experienced person or maybe is a fresher. So there is a requirement to train each and every employee properly to develop technical skills for the job for which he has been employed, and also to develop him for the higher jobs in the organization. Okay, so when we are joining any company, so what we we assume that yes, maybe presently I'm working as a supervisor. So after 2 years, may I become a manager. And after that, again, some higher position. And after that, some higher position means we should have a career growth when you are joining in any company. If you don't see a career growth, then obviously we don't join in that particular company, right? So it should be like, as an individual, we have to develop, and with the help of our skills, the organization should develop. Okay. So proper development of personnel is necessary to increase their skills. Yes, if you're not increasing or improvising your skills, so maybe in future, maybe like 3 or 4 years, you cannot give competition to the market. Okay. So maybe you are not recruited by any other organization if you don't acquire that particular skill, if you don't learn that particular skill in doing their jobs and satisfying their growth needs. If you say that no, I don't want to learn, just I want to be in this position for a long run. So there is no growth for you. So when you work for like only 10 years or 20 years, you will be in the same position. So there is no opportunities for you, and even you will have a stable income, right? So personally, you are not going, and even with the help of you, and even the organization is not growing. So there are several on-the-job and off-the-job trainings are provided for each and every employee depending on the needs. Okay, so off-the-job and on-the-job training needs. So we have different types of training methods. Clear? So this is regarding development. Okay, so in all around we can say that so development is nothing but to develop the personal individually for what? For the career growth. See, if they are like improving themselves, so obviously they can grow the organization. Compensation. So compensation is nothing but in return what we are giving. So if you're working, obviously we expect something in return, right? So this function is concerned with determination of adequate and equitable remuneration of the employees in the organization for their contribution to the organization goals. So maybe the person can be obtained with the help of monetary or non-monetary. If you're working for the organization for some position, so if you are like some marketing manager or a marketing HR, okay, so you will get some stable income. Okay, so you get a salary of like 40,000 around. So when you're not improvising your skills, if you're not updating your skills, so obviously for a long run, you'll have stable income, right? So if you learn new things and you are implementing a new creative and innovative ideas in terms of marketing, like digital marketing, advertisement, promotions, so then you will get a monetary or non-monetary benefit from the organization, right? Compensation means whatever the contribution that you are giving to the organization, so in return, so they are giving you in terms of monetary or non-monetary benefits. Clear? So monetary is nothing but in terms of money. So while coming to non-monetary, maybe like rewards, maybe insurance plans, maybe retirement plans, maybe taking care of health and safety, maybe providing for your children's like so many policies. So this all comes under non-monetary transactions. Next one, maintenance, that is working conditions and welfare. Suppose if you're working for any organization, so obviously will take care of the maintenance. So how is the environment, right? So is all the resources are provided or not? So whatever the environment that is working, so it is hygiene or not, right? So this all should be maintained properly by the organization. So here appointment and training of people is not sufficient. Okay, so recruiting and selecting of an employee is just for achieving the objectives. We are recruiting an employee, but when the recruitment has been completed, S will provide the training because ultimately they had to achieve the goal. So in spite of this, so they require so many things. What is that? So they must be provided with good working conditions. So what should be the working conditions? So here, like workplace and maintain their efficiency, the environment should be good, it should be hygiene, maybe they should have like restrooms, right? So this all comes under maintenance. So this includes measures taken for health, safety and comfort for the workplace. So they may include provision of cafeteria or maybe restrooms, maybe counseling, group insurance, education for children of employees, recreational facilities, etc. So these are the different types of the management has to take care of the maintenance for the employees. So this will create a job satisfaction for the employees. So that is the main reason. Motivation. So just now we have discussed. So motivation, maybe it is in terms of monetary and non-monetary. So before going to monetary and non-monetary transactions, so HR manager or maybe a leader, he has to motivate the employee, right? So how to motivate? Yes. So if any task has been given to the employee, so then we know that he is capable, but he has some hesitation. So I may complete or I may not complete. If I'm unable to complete the work, what would be the consequences that I have to face? Right? Means the motivation has to be given by the HR that yes, you can do the work, you can perform the work. Right? So if you do the work, we'll give some monetary benefits, we'll give some promotions, we'll give some incentives. Okay, if you're not able to perform the work, don't worry. So better try for the next. Right? So employees work in the organization for the satisfaction of their needs. Is why we are working under someone, obviously for satisfying our basic needs, right? So in many of the cases, it is found that they do not contribute towards the organizational goals as such as they can. Why? Okay, so if they are paying us 50,000, okay, so why the employee is not contributing as much as he can? Maybe the reason is this happens because the employees are not adequately motivated. The human resource manager helps the various departmental managers to design a system of financial and non-financial rewards to motivate the employees. Okay, means the person is not motivated. Clear? So if the person is motivated, he can contribute to the organization as much as he can do. Okay, so if he's capable of doing 70%, he'll do at least for 70 or at least 65%. Right? So for each and every, maybe it is a profitable organization, maybe it is a non-profitable organization, maybe it is an educational institution. So students require motivation, employees require motivation, right? So if there is no motivation, we cannot contribute to the organization as much as we can do. Clear? So motivation is required. Next, personal records. So personal records, the HR will maintain personal records, means each and every employee who is working in the organization, the HR will maintain the individual records. When he is joined, what his qualifications, what is his achievements, what is his failures, how many objectives has been achieved by him. Okay, so here it keeps full records of their training, their achievements, their transfer, their promotion, etc. Okay, if I have been recruited for an organization, if I have been selected for the organization, okay, so the HR will enter my details. What is my name? Okay, what is my qualification? What is my experience? What is my main area in expertise area? And after that, so when any objective has been given for me, if any goal has been given for me to achieve that, if I achieved it, okay, so then so it will be my achievements. So why all these are maintained in a record? Because at the time of performance appraisal, in what basis you are giving promotions to the employees, in what basis you are giving incentives for the employees, because of these records. What are his achievements? How many transfers? How many promotions? So it also preserves many other records relating to the behavior of personnel like absenteeism and labor turnover and the personal programs and policies of the organization. And even he records absenteeism. Okay. So there are some employees who are like they work for the organization throughout the life. Okay. So there is no absenteeism. Okay. So they'll maintain the behavior of each and every employee in a month, how many leaves he is taking, whether he is regular or not, whether he is following all the rules and regulations that are framed by the top management or not, whether he is following the ethical standards and legal laws that have been framed by us or not. So this all is recorded in personal records. By whom? By the HR. Clear? And the next, employee relations. How should be the relations? There should be a good and harmonious relationship between the employees and the HR. Okay, there should be a frequent communication and the frequent interaction between the employees and the HR. So managing the relationship between the organization and its employees, including handling grievances, fostering a positive work environment, and ensuring compliance with labor laws and regulations. Handling grievances. If the employees are facing any type of problem, any type of discomfort, then this problem has to be discussed with the HR. If he can able to solve that, he will solve that. If the employee is not communicating the particular grievance to the HR, then how can he came to know regarding the problem, right? So compulsory there should be a frequent interaction between the HR and the employees. So he is the person who will resolve the conflicts, who will handle the conflicts, who will take care of the all legal and ethical standard rules that has to be followed. So this is regarding employee relations.